Good evening and welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Tamiru Nimsat. Let's have a look at the headlines. Parliament unanimously appoints Dr. Jagat Vikramaratne as Speaker of Parliament. President AKD invites Indian businesses to invest in Sri Lanka. News in detail. Sri Lankan President Anurukumara Dissanayake engaged in high-level discussions with Indian leaders during his official visit to India yesterday. President Dissanayake met with Indian President Draupadi Murmu at Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi. The two leaders exchanged views on strengthening the long-standing Indo-Lanka friendship and emphasized the importance of regional security. Following the discussion, President Murmu hosted a formal dinner reception in honor of President Dissanayake. President Dissanayake also met with Indian Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, who extended his congratulations on the Sri Lankan leader's historic electoral victory. Discussions between the two leaders focused on strengthening bilateral ties, particularly in economic cooperation, advancements in agriculture, and the promotion of digitalization. President Dissanayake later held talks with Indian Health Minister and Bharatiya Janata Party President Jagat Prakash Nadda. President Anurukumara Dissanayake, who is currently on a 3-day official visit to India, engaged with prominent Indian business leaders at a forum organized by the Confederation of Indian Industry in New Delhi yesterday. During the discussion, the President invited Indian entrepreneurs to explore opportunities in the digital economy, tourism, renewable energy, and information technology. The session aimed to strengthen trade and investment ties between the two nations by encouraging Indian businesses to leverage bilateral trade channels and invest in Sri Lanka's growing economy. Indian business representatives expressed keen interest in expanding their footprint in Sri Lanka, while the Sri Lankan government assured its full support to facilitate investments and create a seamless process for potential investors. Sri Lanka's Labour Minister and Economic Development Deputy Minister, Professor Anil Jayantha Fernando, also contributed to the discussion, sharing key insights on the opportunities available in Sri Lanka's economic landscape. National People's Power Member of Parliament from the Polonnaru district, Dr. Jagat Vikramaratne, has been unanimously appointed as the new Speaker of Parliament earlier today. The proposal for Dr. Vikramaratne's appointment was made by Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya and was seconded by Leader of the House Bimal Ratnayake. Despite earlier reports suggesting an opposition proposal, no alternative nominations were presented during the proceedings. Dr. Vikramaratne has completed his MBBS degree at the University of Peradeniya, postgraduate diploma in healthcare quality and patient safety at the University of Colombo, Master of Science and Medical Administration at the University of Colombo. Opposition members of Parliament, including the opposition leader, extended their congratulations to the newly appointed Speaker in Parliament today.
මෙම උත්තරීතර සභාවේ කතානායක වශයෙන් මා තෝරාපත් කර ගැනීම සම්බන්ධව ඔබ සැමට මාගේ ස්තුතිය මෙම අවස්ථාවේදී පිරිනමනවා.
Stay tuned. We will return after the short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. Sri Lanka tourism will be targeting a remarkable number in tourism arrivals at the end of the year, and the target has almost achieved, said by Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority Chairman Buddhika Hewawasam. In a recorded video message to the media, Chairman Hewawasam, who is also the head of the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau, asserts that the year 2024 will be ended with the highest number of tourist arrivals after 2018.
In the tourism sector, we are again regaining the tourism arrivals, and the tourism arrivals are reaching about 1.9 million to this year, and up to now in the month of December, for last 10 days, we are achieving more than 70,000 tourists, and we are aiming of 2.5 lakhs of tourists within the month, and with that we will be able to reach about 2.2 million tourists for the year. So if we reach that target, we are very optimistic that target is being very reachable. And if we reach that target, that will be the highest target reached by Sri Lanka tourism after 2018. 2018 was the year which we achieved 2.3 million tourists. So we are almost there in this year. So Sri Lanka's tourism industry is in its prosperous pathway. I must say we are being very much reaching the particular targets of this year, plus we are putting a foundation stone for the next year's target as well as next 5 years.
Sri Lanka welcomed 68,648 tourists in the first 11 days of December 2024, marking a 9.2% year-on-year growth. The daily average arrivals during this period stood at 6,241 tourists, slightly above November's daily average of 6,138. While the current momentum indicates that Sri Lanka is likely to see between 193,471 and 229,644 arrivals in December, these numbers fall short of the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority's projections. The SLTDE had forecasted 236,485 arrivals under a conservative scenario and 256,389 under an optimistic scenario for the month. Despite the lower than expected December figures, cumulative arrivals for 2024 have reached 1.87 million, keeping the country on track to achieve the 2 million mark by year end, though slightly below the initial target of 2.3 million. India maintained its position as the largest source market, contributing 14,358 arrivals in the first 11 days of December. Russia followed with 10,707 visitors, and Germany ranked third with 4,953 arrivals. The United Kingdom dropped to fourth place with 4,896 arrivals, and China came in fifth with 4,076 arrivals. Other leading markets included Australia, the United States, Poland, France and Bangladesh also featured prominently among the top source markets for this period. The Colombo stock market yesterday gathered further momentum as investors continued to remain bullish. The analysts were saying that the momentum can be attributed to declining interest rates and the completion of the external debt restructuring deal, which boosted investor sentiment and reduced risk premiums. The benchmark KSPI gained by 2% or 295 points to surpass the 4,500 points mark, and the active S&P SL20 rose by 2.5%, propelling its year-to-date return to over 40% mark to 41.76%. Turnover reached a 10-month high of 8.28 billion rupees, involving 211 million shares. The high turnover was mainly assisted by the Selinco Holdings with an amount of over 1 billion rupees, and John Keells Group joined with over 500 million rupees, while Sampath Bank was there with an assessment of over 400 million rupees. First Capital said, continuing from the previous week, the Colombo Bulls experienced a sustained bullish momentum with the SPI gaining 295 index points and closed the day in green at 4,500 for the 15th consecutive session. Amongst the off-board transactions, a notable transaction was recorded in CINS, where 1.6% stake was traded through multiple off-board transactions. Turnover marked an increase of 85.3% from the monthly average, standing at 4.5 billion rupees. The banking sector led the turnover by 24%, followed by the capital goods and insurance sectors, jointly contributing 36% of the overall turnover. Foreign investors remained net buyers with a net inflow of 100 million rupees. Stay tuned for stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on positive notes today.
The all share price index gained by 16.02 points to close at 14,516.46, and the S&P SL20 gained by 34.75 points to close at 4,384.57. The turnover was 6.3 billion rupees and over 223 million shares were traded.
Up next are forex trades. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Take care and good night.